Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first meeting of Introduction to Linguistics. I'm your lecturer, Angie. That's my name, Pritha Anggiarima, but my nickname is Angie. And that's my email if you want to ask further questions about this class and you want to discuss more about linguistics. Yes, you can contact me on that email. Now, you might be wondering, why am I taking this course? Why am I required to take this? Well, because you are students of English language and literature as well as English language teaching, you are required to know the basics of language. You have to know from the very beginning about what language is. Let's learn more by starting from the definition of linguistics. So, what is linguistics? Linguistics is the science of language, including the sounds, words, and grammar rules. The word linguistics is derived from the Latin words lingua, that means tongue, and sticks, meaning knowledge. So we are going to learn how language is constructed by the very beginning and the history of language, how it develops, how words are constructed through morphemes, phonemes, and how sentence is constructed through verb phrase and noun phrase. Yeah, that's what linguistics do. It concerns with human language as universal and recognizable part of human behavior and human abilities. So, what is language? Language is the main way of communicating ideas that differs ourselves from another creators. It's a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires by means of a system voluntarily produced symbols. And language is the body of words and system for the use in communicating that are common to the people of the same community or nation, the same geographical area, or the same cultural tradition. So basically, people in the same area might be speaking the same language. So I encourage you to travel this nation, get along with more people with different backgrounds, so you can learn more about how magnificent languages are. Okay, during this course, you are going to learn a little bit about all the branches of linguistics, and you will dig deeper in the following semesters. There are two main branches of linguistics, two main scopes. The first is microlinguistics, which is focusing on the study of language itself, like phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. You are going to study this in early semesters, and later when you are the upper semesters, you are going to focus more on macrolinguistics. It deals with the application of language, how language is used in other fields of sciences, perhaps language in military world, the language in medicine world. So it takes a broad view of linguistic phenomena, studying language in different contexts and its development over time. Because, well, what's more dynamic than a language? It includes the study of other disciplines, and they are connected with language study in any perspective. Okay, let's dig more. Here are the courses you are going to take in the following semesters. Phonetics will be studied in phonology class next semester. Phonetics, phonology, and then you will learn about morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, and later, after studying this, by knowing the basics, you can jump into sociolinguistics, psycholinguistics, neurolinguistics, discourse analysis, cognitive linguistics, and applied linguistics. Well, linguistics as a science, of course, have experts who develop it. They are called linguists. There are people who are engaging in studying linguistics, focuses on describing and explaining language, not concerned with the prescriptive rules of the language. And they are not interpreters, they are not required to know many languages, and the goal is to discover the universal concerning language. And here are some prominent linguists that you might encounter a lot during your study in this department. Noam Chomsky, the the founder of universal grammar, and then Halliday, the father of systemic functional linguistics, and then Ferdinand de Saussure, who is famous for, okay, here's his clearer face. Ferdinand Saussure is famous for the signified and signifier, and Steven Pinker, who is famous for the innateness theory. Paul Price, you will find him a lot when you later study pragmatics because he will talk a lot about maxims, floutings, and Stephen Krashen, he is really famous about second language acquisition. You will encounter them a lot, and there are more linguists which are going to talk a lot in our classes. Now let's start. I will introduce you a little bit about fields in microlinguistics. Phonetics. Guys, later in phonology class, you will learn about phonetics. So phonetics and phonology are going to be discussed in next semester in phonology class. So phonetics deals with how sounds are produced. You will learn vowels, consonants, and you will learn international phonetic alphabets. So if you check your dictionary and you will find words in slashes and written in unique alphabets, yes, those are international phonetic alphabets. Those are the guides how to pronounce certain words. And you will learn about the charts. You will learn what your tongue does, what your alveolar palate does on producing language. And phonology, the study of sound of patterns of language, you will learn about vowels, consonants, diphthongs, triphthongs, and yes, by studying phonology, you will learn how to pronounce words correctly. Okay, and let's jump in. Morphology, you will study the word formation and structure. You will learn about prefix, infix, suffixes, and you will learn how to put those infix, prefix, and suffix based on the rules. So they are not random. There are rules how which one to put first. The suffix first, the infix first, or the prefix first. You will learn more about that. And in morphology, you will learn to how break words into morphemes. It's like the grammar of words, while syntax is the grammar of sentences. People said that syntax is like a step sibling of grammar. So while you are learning grammar class, perhaps this semester and next semester, of course, you are taking grammar, and at the same time, you are also learning syntax. So please focus, and you will find that it's actually related each other. In syntax, you will learn about tree diagram, noun phrase, verb place, and bar, and how to construct sentences. And it will be useful to analyze, for example, news headlines that might be misleading and perhaps article titles that might be misleading. Yeah, syntax plays a great role in this. And on semantics, you will learn study of meaning, and it concerns with describing how we represent a meaning of a word in our mind and how it is used in constructed sentences. And then pragmatics also is concerning what a speaker implies and what a listener infers, because when we are saying A, perhaps what we meant is B or C. That's pragmatics. It's really unique, and it can also depend on our culture and the situation of our circumstances. Now let's jump into macrolinguistics. We will learn about sociolinguistics, and it can deal with our culture, our dialect, our accent, and you will learn about languages in different areas. For example, British English, American English, Australian English, and how they are different. Psycholinguistic, you will learn about language and mind, the mental structures and processes, and somehow it might be intertwined with second language acquisition. And neurolinguistics, you will learn how language is processed in the brain, perhaps you will learn if someone has certain mental illnesses or mental condition, they might be processing language differently. Discourse analysis or text linguistics, you will learn about the relationship within language and the context. And cognitive linguistics, learn about natural language that focuses on language as an instrument for organizing, processing, and conveying information. And applied linguistics is concerned with the application of linguistic theories, methods, and findings. For example, linguistics in journalism, in military, in medicine, and many more. Okay, so that's all for our introductory course. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, you can email me or you can DM in our in this channel. And don't forget that I have sent your homework to the caption of the class. Okay, see you next. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.